Hello everyone, welcome back to CSE Code Concepts in my series of machine learning algorithms. Today we are going to discuss in this video about hierarchical clustering. Last video I discussed about k-means clustering, which is a centroid based clustering algorithm. In case of an hierarchical clustering, it is a connectivity based clustering where it creates clusters that have some ordering from top to bottom. Basically, hierarchical clustering has two types. One is agglomerative hierarchical clustering, which is also called as AGNES, and another is the divisive clustering, which is also called as DIANA. The difference between them is that in case of an agglomerative clustering, it uses a bottom-up approach, that is, each observation or each data is considered as one cluster, and gradually as they go from bottom to top, they start pairing up with other clusters and merge as they move up the hierarchy. Whereas in case of a divisive hierarchical clustering DIANA, it uses a top-down approach where all the data sets together are considered as one cluster, and slowly as we come from top to bottom, we are going to divide them into separate smaller clusters. So in this particular video, I am going to discuss about the agglomerative clustering. Now basically it is a connectivity based clustering, so that you have to compute the distance between the two clusters. There are various ways of computing the distance between the two clusters. One is the complete linkage method, where it computes the longest distance between 2 points in each cluster. Second is called as the single linkage, which computes the shortest distance between 2 points. Average linkage method computes the average distance, and the last approach is WORD, which computes the minimum variance within the cluster. And once the clusters are being formed, the pictorial or the tree diagram of the cluster, which shows the hierarchical relationships between the different sets of data, is called as dendrograms. They are being created. So let us understand agglomerative clustering here. So we are given a problem that we are having 5 points P1, P2, P3, P4 and P5, and I want to perform agglomerative clustering using the single linkage method. Now what do I mean by a single linkage method is that I have to compute the shortest distance between the two clusters. So let's consider this matrix. You can see on the row wise and the column wise, I have placed all the 5 data points. I have 5 data points. So what does this clustering approach do? They consider each data as one cluster, and slowly it is going to merge them, right? So right now I am considering that P1 is a cluster, P2 is a cluster, P3, P4 and P5. So I have 5 clusters. Now I have to group these clusters as I am moving from bottom to top, right? Now I have to write down the measure distance between the two clusters. So here you can see the distance between the cluster P1 and P2 is what? 0. That means it is the same cluster, right? The distance between P2 to P1 is 9. P2 to P2 is 0. The distance between P3 to P1 is 3. P3 to P2 is 7. So in such a way it is written that P4 to P1 is 6, P4 to P2 is 2, P3 is 9, and same for the last row. Okay. So since I am using a single linkage approach here, I am going to find out the minimum distance among all the distances, and here I can find out that 2 is the minimum distance. Now this 2 represents the linkage between which two cluster, that is between P5 and P3. Okay, so I am going to group P3 and P5 together. I hope you understood what did I do. Out of this matrix, out of this distance matrix, I am going to find out the smallest distance. Why? Because I am using the single linkage approach. If you are using a complete linkage, you will find out the maximum distance. Okay. So here 2 is the minimum distance. Fine. So this distance is between whom? P5 and P3. So P5 and P3 has to be grouped together in the next step. Okay. So let us do here. So see, you can see in this next figure, P3 and P5 have been grouped So the last row P5 has been eliminated. Similarly, in the column wise again P3 and P5 are forming the same cluster, and here also the last column has been eliminated. Now let us write down the points here. P1 to P1 was 0, find no change in P2, but P3, P5 to P1 has now become 3 because it was already there, right? So others will remain same except the last row and the last column. Now again you are since using a single linkage approach, find out the minimum distance. So the minimum distance right now is 3. This is the distance between whom P1 to P3, P5. Okay. Now since this is a group, okay, P3 and P5 is a group. So you have to find out the individual distance and then find out the minimum value. Individual distance means the distance between P1 to P3, that is P1 to P3, and the distance between P1 to P5, since P3 and P5 is one cluster. So the distance between P1 to P3 is what P1 to P3 was 11, right? Sorry, 3, right? It is 3. And what is the distance between P5 to P1? So you can see here P5 to P1 in the original matrix, what was the value? 11. So you have to find out the minimum value between 3 and 11. Okay. From this matrix only. You may not write this matrix. That's okay. Okay. So you have to write down this one. So you find out 11. So original matrix you have to preserve here, right? For the reference. So out of 3 and 11, who is the minimum value? 3 is the minimum value. So now what is this? 3 is the distance between whom? It is the distance between P1 to this cluster P3 and P5. So now who are going to group together? P1, P3 and P5 will be grouped together. So let us see here. So initially in the first step who got grouped? P3 and P5 got grouped, okay, because of this distance P5 and P3 got grouped. So since it is an agglomerative clustering, so we consider each P1, P2, P3 all as a individual cluster. So I am going to first group P3 and P5. See, for the ease of clustering, I have written P2 here and not here. Okay, nothing else. There is no change. Then in the next step, who got grouped? P3, P5 got grouped to whom? P1. Okay, so let's see, P3 and P5 got grouped to P1. So you can see from bottom we are starting and we are slowly grouping the clusters. Now let us go to the next step. So the next step was what? P1, P3, the pair P3, P5 got grouped with P1, right? So now we are clubbing them together. So from the column we are eliminating P3 and P5. From the row also we have eliminated P3 and P5. Now you find out the minimum distance. The minimum distance is 5 here. So you have to, for this distance is between whom? P2 and P4, right? It has nothing got to do with this group. This is a separate group. So the grouping will be done between P4 and P2, right? So fine. And then finally, these two groups will be combined together. So these all of them have been a part of a cluster, right? All of them. So we are going to group this cluster with one cluster which is forming P1, P3, P5 and another cluster which is forming P2 and P3. Understood? So this way we have started with each of them considered as an individual cluster, and slowly with the single linkage method we have grouped them together. Right? You can go for here also, like you can group P2 and P4. Fine. You could have grouped P2 and P4, eliminating P2 from here and P2 from here. So if I am eliminating P2 from here and P2 from here, so only one value which is remaining, that is 6 is remaining. Okay, let's say I am considering the next step. So it only 6 will remain. 6 is bonding with whom? P1, P3, P5 with this will here P2 will also come because it has formed a cluster. So it is bonding with P2 and P4. That is why we have joined this line. Okay, so 6 has come. So these two will be eliminated. So I hope this is clear to all of you about how we have performed the grouping in case of agglomerative hierarchical clustering. The opposite of this clustering is Diana, that is divisive clustering. So in my next video, we are going to discuss about divisive hierarchical clustering. So stay tuned and don't forget to like, share and subscribe to CSE Core Concepts. Thank you.